Fire, the element of rage. Those who wield fire seek to harm and control. Its corner of the world is consumed by a sprawling desert, barren rock, and eternal flame. The further you venture into the Flamelands, the hotter and more inhospitable it becomes, until only fire remains. Strange natural wonders remain protected and largely unexplored. The fields of glass, where the intense heat fuses the sand into jagged hills. The Valley of the Unknown, home of the ancient meteor, tomb of many intrepid adventurers. Seti, the Fisher, spewing heat from depths unknown. Fire is a symbol of strength. It takes strength of mind and body to wield it. Those who are weak get burned. Strength above all else is honored in the Flamelands, for the strongest are the leaders, the ones who protect their people and tame the wild, inhospitable terrain. The Shattered Sands is home to several bastions of civilization, as well as many more wanderers and nomads. Call them what you will, they are one with the desert, surviving the harsh environment while supplying trade goods to merchants from the neutral lands. A city known as the Triple Point is a center of trade in the Shattered Sands, located at a crossroads between the neutral lands, the Fields of Glass, and the Great Mesa. The promise of gems, gold, glass, water, and other such riches lead many foolhardy adventurers to brave the desert in search of it. In the modern interpretation, it's broken down into its simplest geometric forms, clean, neat, and controlled by mankind. Its association with pain makes it an excellent adornment for instruments of war, striking fear into the hearts of the enemy. It is clear why we find weapons adorned with the symbols of fire, but engraved shields are less common and the association is less obvious. While most prefer firebolts and flaming arrows, some saw the value in controlled burns, in the threat of flame rather than flame itself. Fire, like life, can't live without a few basic necessities: air to breathe, food to eat, warmth to protect from the cold. Some see it as the spark that keeps us going, burning from within. This view is largely attributed to the pirates of old. Though they owed their lives to combustible craft, and to the sea that held them up, they recognized the need for balance. They knew how the sea's cold, dead grip could take you and snuff out your flame. Magic runes can be found all over, protecting places lost to time, warping the land around them. Rage is an emotion with strong negative connotations, though it is an essential one. Rage is about more than just blind anger. It is a burning passion inside you, the desire to live, to thrive, to create. Without it, how would we improve? We would lack the desire to better ourselves, to tame that which is wild, to take risks and get burned. The Flame Elves are a strong people, spread out all over the Flamelands. They have adapted beliefs and rituals that allow them to survive the harsh environment. Many believe in the importance of the original four elements: fire, air, water, earth. Hence why they value the number 4, and why their cosmological model features 4 key points connected in tetrahedral fashion. As the Flamelands is rather poor in water and water-related resources, many rituals have developed around such scarce items. The ritual of combustion is practiced among many, where plants are burned in a sacred fire. Not just any plants, but ones specifically grown for this ritual burning. While some elves tribute part of their yearly harvest to this ritual, others can only grow enough to burn and have no crops for themselves.
Some flame elves follow the idea of light and dark morality, of cursed elves and ascended elves. While these beings do exist, it is not known where they come from, only that they each bear a resemblance to fire. The elves see these beings as a sort of good and bad version of the flame elf, one who burns away all imperfection, embodying a creative rage, spreading life and light wherever they go. That is the ascended elf, the one who gives up hope, who lets their emotions control them, who seeks to destroy everything. That is the cursed elf, or so the elves would have you think. Most wizards of the neutral land subscribe to the idea that all elements, and their combinations, are amoral. It is up to the wielder to decide if they will use it for good or for evil.
Those who choose fire as their singular element are known as fire wizards, or pyromancers. Masters of their craft, their flames are simply an extension of their physical form. Some begin with a spark, a special connection to their element. Others have the mental fortitude to overcome the difficulties that neutral folk face in gaining control over the elements. One can spot a novice pyromancer by locks of missing hair, charred spots on their robes, or burn marks on their hands. Many end up bald, either by choice or from a particularly bad practice session. Pyromancers do not fear the night. They do not worship light, nor do they shun the dark. They are capable of producing their own light. As such, they do not see light and dark on the same level as the rest of the elements. Lowest on the elemental hierarchy for fire is the flameling. One of the prime elementals, it is nonetheless a threat to sentient life. Possessing a tetrahedral heart, a fire gem, its life is guaranteed. It burns of its own accord, though the gem comes with a catch. If it enters the neutral lands, the flameling falls dormant, reduced solely to its heart. Outside the neutral lands, its strength depends on its proximity to the Everflame, the heart of the Flamelands. Below the Flameling, if you can even call it an elemental, is the living flame. Humanity's attempts to create fire elementals. A living flame is barely even alive, and typically has a lifespan on the order of hours. Possessing no gem, it can only stay together for so long before it dissolves, burns out, or falls apart. Above the prime elementals are the composites, those containing 2 or more gems, and not always all the same element. When prime elementals merge, they grow into a larger elemental, combining the powers they each had. Two flamelings make a fire elemental, a flameling and a rockling make a lava elemental, a flameling and a breezeling make a storm elemental, and so on and so forth. It is not known what an elemental with 3 elements would look like. Very few people have seen even a double elemental and lived to tell the tale. Long have the pyromancers fought with the more unseemly kind. It is said that one who wields the flame may be corrupted. When they let go of all restraint and allow their emotions to consume themselves, a soul fire witch is born. No longer granted the title wizard, the elements now control them. Their fire corrupts, their soul wears down into a singular desire to kill. As their flesh rots away, this desire remains, a fire that cannot go out, life everlasting. Though passion continues, the mind does not. Over time they lose themselves until they are a husk of what once was. The trebuchet is originally from the Flamelands. The natural ability of fire as a ranged attack led those who wield it to develop ranged fighting styles, and thus ranged instruments of war. Able to rain destruction from afar, the siege trebuchet can launch boulders, bundles of loose rock, or even flaming rock. It is said that, back in the times of the elemental wars, just the sight of trees being felled in the distance was enough for a city to surrender, for fear of what their enemies might be building. Long ago, in the year 1431 of the Neutral Age, a war broke out between the Kingdom of Sand and the undead from below. Those who wield the flame are formidable warriors, but they are no match for the unliving. Fleshless bone does not burn. This came to a head with the Battle of the Mesa's Edge, when the undead armies made their assault on the capital city of the Fulson Empire. All was almost lost. The undead were endless, as if they were born directly from the sand. Their bodies piled up, eventually allowing them to overtake the walls. But the Order of Embers, defenders of the Empire, had one last trick: an Electromancer. With his help, they kicked up a dust storm like never before, and buried the city in sand. Pointing their fires inward, they encased the city in glass, trapping all the undead inside. Many lives were lost that day, and the empire was forever fractured. The city still stands as a reminder of those times, of the dangers of conquest and empires. The desert people value the mobility and strength of small communities, of temporary settlements, for this exact reason. A Mathomage sees fire not as flame, but as heat. The spell you cast is used to deliver this heat to your target, and what spell you choose affects what method of heat transfer you employ. Conduction for touch spells like Flaming Fist. Radiation for direct damage like Scorching Ray. Convection for area of effect spells like the classic Fireball. Every wizard has their favorite spell. For fire, mine is burning hands. It showcases the true power of the trigon, a balance between precision and efficiency. The user can choose to hit a wide range of targets from a distance, or focus fire up close. Many theories exist to explain the writing in the sky. We wizards remember the binding ritual, that which created the neat, orderly world we live in today. For you see, the writing in the sky is not arbitrary. We believe it is the very words of that spell cast so long ago, before any written language or neutral lands. Those were the times of elemental chaos, of war eternal. Let us hope we never decode this celestial script, or else we may undo that which protects us from the chaos at the corners of the world. While it's true that the further one ventures into the Flamelands, the more everything just becomes one big inferno, no one truly knows what lies past the edge of what is known. Few risk exploring this far out, due to the extreme temperatures and rampant elemental monsters. Some think the fire goes on forever. Others say the fire is home to an elemental above all else, a king of fire. While some believe the world loops back around, go far enough into the Flamelands, and eventually it becomes hot steam, slowly turning into the great ocean in the Wavelands. For now, it is better that we don't know. If the flame goes on forever, we would likely see many prisons sprout up in such inhospitable lands. If a great elemental, more powerful than anything else, is found, it will surely spell the end, especially if someone angers it. If the world loops back around, the elemental wars would effectively resume. Chaos and destruction would reign over our world. You may be wondering what happened to the Order of Embers after the battle with the undead. Are they still around? Are they lost to time and conquest? The answer is not truly known, though many speculate. I myself believe a few pyromancers survived, passing down their knowledge in secret, staying connected but decentralized. Currently, no organized force of fire wizards exists. Though there will always be some fighting, this has resulted in a relative peace in the Flamelands since the fall of the Order of Embers. Pyromancy is still practiced, of course, between fire elf tribes, desert wanderers, and nowadays even the brave human from the neutral lands. It is said the hottest flames burn out the quickest. I think this describes their history well. They were too good, too powerful. They drew too much attention, and it was their downfall. Let this be a lesson. Power and passion should motivate you, but don't be consumed by lust for power, or you might be lost in the ashes of history. Thank you for joining me in this lesson about the element of fire. Stay tuned for more lessons about the world of DE-ATRIA, as well as studies of many curious artifacts from various other worlds.